wasn't a specific moment, but it was just like, I think I should do it. I never try and knock anybody on their food choices, you know, because growing up, I was totally obsessed with fast food, McDonald's all the time, and I made the decision that I'm going to eat a Big Mac as like my last big thing, and I was like, that's it. And that was it. I always liked baking, and then this woman that worked with my father, she saw an ad in a paper for cooking school, which was in Hyde Park. And she was confused and thought it was Hyde Park, Chicago. We went to like, you know, some meet the school type thing, and we were like, oh, it's Hyde Park in mid-state New York. I was confused, and then I was like, all right, it looks like an interesting place. Yeah, I'll go there, why not? I didn't even fully like realize it's considered one of the top cooking schools in the nation. So I just kind of like fell into going there, but it was really nice. We had a class like specifically about vegan baking, gluten-free baking, diabetic baking, just to get like a little bit of overview. And we had someone talk to the class that was celiac, and everything she was saying, I was like, I think I have this. And like the whole class was like, come on, like, no, you don't have this. But like, I definitely have it. So it wasn't until a few years later that I pursued it. I was like, you know, I think maybe I should try this. And it's unbelievable. But like over the years, things were still not quite right. And then I eliminated corn, which was amazing. And then when I went nightshade free, which is tomatoes, potatoes, eggplants, and peppers, I feel amazing now. Because I couldn't work around flour. Working as a baker just seemed like maybe it wouldn't even be an option anymore. At the time, still now, it's not very common to have a completely vegan and gluten-free or either of them bakery. So I wasn't like, oh, I could just go to that vegan gluten-free bakery and get a job. So then I was like, you know what, I just have to do my own thing. Of course I had done vegan baking just for myself, but I had never really explored the world of gluten-free baking. What's so fun and interesting is that every gluten-free baker has their own version of baking. Me and Tristan have been together for 10 years, which has been pretty great. He was working at a gas station in the Skokie, Evanston area when I had my first restaurant 10 years ago, and I was just a customer. The first time I saw him, I liked him. I was like, I like you. I like to say he's an everything eater, but he's very respectful. The most complicated thing in general is when you have eating restrictions and your partner doesn't, is kissing. Like if we're out in public and he's eating something I don't eat, that's it for the rest of the day till he brushes his teeth. There's so many different reasons to be vegan in the world. Obviously, it's just a compassionate way of living. It affects the environment. It affects my personal health. I'm in a place in the world where I can be vegan, so I feel like I have to be. Robots, in my mind, they are just programmed to do what they're supposed to do with the information that they have. So I see it as me just doing what I see the programming to be. It seems like more people are trying to focus on being more sustainable, being a little bit more knowledgeable about the choices that they're making. It's not necessarily about making all the pure choices. It's just being informed, knowing a little bit about where meat comes from and being maybe I don't want to eat the meat that comes from there. But if you want to eat some dairy or meat, it doesn't make you a bad person to eat those things, but it's just know a little bit more about what's happening. And I think more people want to know, hey, what's going on? What's going on here? It makes me feel really happy that I can do the profession that I really like to do. I can create the situation on my own terms and not feel sick. My name is Betty Alper, and I'm a vegan gluten-free baker in Chicago.